Welcome back to the lab. Something a little bit different on your screen today. You'll see there's an option for channel memberships. Wasn't really all that keen to kick this one off. It had been suggested to me by YouTube numerous times and I'd kind of gone, oh yeah, it's not really my thing. But recent changes to NZ Super Lap Series points, all the other rules basically stay exactly the same. The points change, and that means that we now have to attend all the rounds. We can't drop around if we wish to podium in the series. If you just want to have a play in the series, it's fine. You can just do whatever rounds you want. If you wish to get onto the podium at the end of the series, it's a different game, completely different. You got to do every day. You got to smash out points every single day, and that changes things with running costs for the car significantly. The round down in Manfield, for me, for my setup with my tow vehicle, it's a couple of $1,000 that I wasn't anticipating for this coming season and hadn't budgeted for. A week ago, everyone was told that that's what's happened and entries are open for the season now. So a little bit of a help, how do I get this sorted? So I'm running around trying to organize a team. I'm trying to put together a team to keep this little machine out there doing what it does in the season. The Super Lap season, we can still potentially get out there and do other things. I don't want to go into a season half-baked and just make a hash of it and not do a good job. People are probably laughing and saying I've done that in the past, but it wasn't necessarily on purpose. Things go wrong in motorsport and you fix them. So what we've done, we've opened up channel memberships. It's $5 New Zealand dollars per month. What I'll do for you is whatever it promises. I've forgotten what the settings were. I'll have to chuck up a couple of extra videos that you'll be able to see that others won't. I'll put videos up and then I'll open up that video for those who have paid the $5 a month, get to see it 2 or 3 days earlier than the other people. And you might be able to make some suggestions of what other things you might want for your $5 a month. Doesn't sound like a lot. If to say half of the people that watch a video chipped in the $5 a month, this is $1,000. That'll help a lot. The running costs for that thing for a season are about 10 grand. And again, there'll be people out there laughing, and those people don't actually understand, probably pretty bad at math, probably failed math at school, and they don't understand that it actually costs a lot of money to run something like this. Even when you're trying to do it on a budget, it's expensive. I'm not one for taking personal donations from people straight to my pocket just to run the car. That's nah. So people have expressed they do want to contribute. So this way they get something. It's not a lot. You get something for the money that's disappearing out of your bank account, your $5 a month. One of those bloody save the children things. What are they? $1 a day you can save. It's less than that. It's way less. Another thing I'm looking at. This is a Repco one. These have been good. These guys have been good supporters over the years. Considering, have checked to get a price. I'm not going to do anything too fancy with a beanie. It's just going to say the lab, and that's it. And we'll see what those are going to cost. And I'll put a little bit of a margin on it so we make some money. So there will be actually, for the first time, some The Lab merchandise. Nice and simple. Everyone likes a beanie. If you want t-shirts, I guess I can look into that. T-shirts get complicated because do you want fancy or do you want simple? I personally would just go simple and just have The Lab on the back of it or on the front or whatever. Anyway, let's have a look at... do we have a look at the March? Have I achieved anything? Hang on. Don't remember. Do you remember? I don't remember. Here I am asking people to pay money and join the channel and get stuff and things. I don't even know what's happening or what has happened. I think the last time you guys on YouTube saw this, maybe I was getting the front bumper piece here, the bottom bit, ready to paint. Clearly I've had the crayons out and sorted that. I remember the top section of the bumper that we bought ages ago when old mate hit the cones and destroyed the front end of the car, that I ended up having to pay the whole bill to fix. Remember that? And then everyone grizzled and told me to get on with fixing it while I was fixing it. Yeah, we remember that. So anyway, that new piece that I got, that's on there See, there's the old one. Does anyone want to buy that? Make me an offer, you can have a bit of memorabilia. It's just going to end up being a spare. I didn't drill the holes in this one. I think it actually looks quite tidy just like that. A little bit happy perhaps with the smiley face, the big nostrils and the eyes. But anyway, that's that. That looks like that now. I did tidy up something else. Just to keep the car a little bit cleaner and nicer looking. This corner here was a bit shabby. This is where the fuel filler door lives on these things, normally about here somewhere. And when I patched that in and got rid of that, I did a real rough race car job of it, and it looked pretty awful up close actually. From a distance it was fine, with a wrap over it and a sticker and stuff. It didn't look, no, it did. It looked awful. So it doesn't now, it looks good. The only biggest gripe is, I mean, it's not a show car paint job, it's a garage paint job. Biggest gripe is the colour match is not perfect. That matches the silver wrap that we have used on the car perfectly, but the original silver paint on the car, it does not match. Funnily enough, the door on the other side matches this perfectly, but it doesn't match this door. That's fine, like the car is actually due for a bit of a refresh, a revamp, and I've been having some conversations to try and get us, put us a team together so that we can campaign this car in New Zealand Super Lap Series 2024. As it stands right now with my bank account, nah, can't do it. Not enough to get that done. Not successfully anyway, in my opinion. We can go in and we can have fun, but we can't go in and aim for P1 for the season. Going in half-baked, it's just nah. So I'm mostly doing that for you guys, and because if the car's going to be sitting around, it needs to be used. I can't have it, I don't want it just sitting here and not being used. And we will still do the events such as Chrome and GTR Festival and a few practice days and all that sort of stuff, so it will get used, but the backbone of the whole season is supposed to be Super Lap. So I'm doing what I can to get that across the line. So there you go. Maybe you'll be able to buy some beanies. You can certainly get channel membership. Maybe we might do t-shirts as well. And I'm looking into stickers. I don't know what we'll put on sticker. Make some suggestions. Not my ugly face. No one wants that. Enough talking about this stuff. We might as well update the 300ZX stuff and things. Yeah, I kind of ripped its guts out in the front. It's all its entrails all hanging down here. The owner had tidied up the engine bay by putting the fuse box in here, which is a common mod. A lot of people do it. That's fine. That's all very well and good until there's some sort of an issue with your relays or your fuses, and then all of a sudden it's not very good at all when you're calling a tow truck to get home, because you're certainly not taking off the front bumper on the side of the road to try and get your fuse box out far enough to get the lid off to see what's happening. So I've deleted the fuse box, the relay box, whatever. I seem to recall there was an argument online about what that thing was called once, but maybe I'm dreaming things up. I've replaced them with some waterproof fuses. It's not the prettiest way of doing it, but at least you'll be able to get the nose cone, nose panel off and access those and see if you can sort your issue out without tearing the car to pieces. And these are the only relays that we need left in the front here. So I've got to either replace those with some waterproof ones or mount them in such a way. We'll probably just mount those vertically, I think. Make a bracket, mount them in here vertically, and that'll stop the water driving into the contacts in the back here and causing corrosion problems. And then the relays will be accessible from there. So we've got all the fuses there, except for this one here, which actually the cables came from this side of the car, ran all the way over to there, and then ran all the way back. So I shortened that all up, and we'll put one fuse over here just to drive someone insane one day when they're trying to find sabotaging someone for later on in life. Oil systems plumbed. That's 100% done now. It is basically ready to go. We've got to put oil filter on there, and we can crank over the motor and get oil pressure and all that stuff. But there's a few other things to do. Oil pressure sender. We've got a temperature sender here. We've got a pressure and temperature sender. Where is it? There it is. That one's just a temperature sensor. We've got a pressure and temperature sensor to wire into our Link G5 Voodoo ECU. So none of this is finished yet because there's stuff like that needs wires. 3 of them. From there to, it's actually 4 of them, sorry. Four wires, I believe. From there to over yonder. So quite a bit to do. I fixed shall I grovel around? Yeah, why not? Get under here. I fixed a couple of things on the exhaust that hadn't been done yet. Here we go. We've got some aftermarket mounts just there to support the center section, which it didn't have before. And we've also got, I'll have to grovel. That's my knees cracking and bang. We've got some supports back here that weren't there. Are there from the factory, not there with aftermarket exhausts quite commonly. And there's so much weight, extra weight here with all this 3-inch tube. So we got that done. That looks quite good, doesn't it? Even from under here. So there you go. I get told I bang on the videos. They're too long. I better stop talking before we get to the 12-minute mark, and that'll keep Mike Corey happy. Please like, share, subscribe, become a member. Tell me if you want beanies and t-shirts, and we'll figure all that stuff and things out. Awesome.